Good morning, Kitchissippi. It is Sunday, November the 23rd. This is a video version of the 458th Kitchissippi Weekly Ward Newsletter. There is lots more information about all of the issues and topics that we'll discuss in the weekly email newsletter, to which you can subscribe at kitchissippiward.ca. I'm going to be hosting pop-up office hours on Tuesday, November the 25th from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. Those are going to be held this week at the bridgehead that is at the corner of Caroline on Wellington Street, so 1277 Wellington Street West. Those pop-ups are an opportunity to come by anytime during those hours without appointment to chat with me one-on-one about whatever is on your mind. A second reminder in the newsletter this week that I am proposing to rename the extended Armstrong Park as Nopeming Park. I'm standing this afternoon on the properties that are on Ladouceur that the city has acquired through our ward cash in lieu of Parkland Fund. Just in behind is the existing Armstrong Park. So with that acquisition, we're effectively doubling the size of the park. It's going to extend through from Armstrong to Ladouceur. It is an opportunity to rename it. I've had a number of requests from community stakeholders to consider an Indigenous name, and Nopeming is the Algonquin Anishinaabe word for forest. They're using a green oasis concept to redesign the park. Construction should get underway next construction season, and in the meantime, I'm going to be moving, unless I hear some unanticipated objection, moving that renaming to Nopeming Park through the city process. That will go to the appropriate consultation with our Indigenous host nation. The Committee of Adjustment is meeting on December the 10th. There is just a single application in our ward. At 300 Parnell, the owner is asking for permission to subdivide the property into two separate parcels for the construction of a semi-detached dwelling. They're seeking permission for reduced interior side yard setbacks. The details of that application are available through the link that I've provided in the newsletter. Really good news, I think the Anchor program, which is the Alternate Neighborhood Crisis Response Program, after a very successful one-year pilot, is being extended from Centertown into our ward. It will extend through to Island Park Drive. It is a mental health and substance-related crisis line that is available as an alternative to calling police. If you worry that somebody is experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, you can call the Anchor program through 211. Now, if you call 911, they may still ask questions about what you're seeing on the street and determine whether an Anchor response is the more appropriate. And if you call 211 and they determine that there is some immediate risk to other people, they may well send police. But we do have this Anchor program as an alternate to calling police. Call 211. There's a really extensive, very comprehensive question and answer with respect to what that is available online. I've provided a link in this week's newsletter. With respect to communities news, there is lots going on as we go into the holidays. The Fisher Park Christmas Craft Fair is coming up on December the 6th. That's going to be held from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. at Fisher Park School, which is at 250 Holland Avenue. They are promising a unique gathering of local urban artisans and local charities, offering a wide variety of handmade items and gourmet foods. The admission is free. They hope to see you there. And then the Hintonburg Community Association's very popular artisan craft fair is going to be held on Saturday, November the 29th. That's going to be held from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. In addition to showcasing about 65 local crafters, the event features a bake sale. I love this, the hot chili lunch, a silent auction, plus lots of familiar faces and good cheer. So during those hours from 10 until 4 next Saturday, be sure to drop in to the HCC to enjoy that craft fair. And the Parkdale Market is hosting its holiday market on November the 29th as well. That's going to be held from 12 until 6 at the Parkdale Market, featuring trees, gifts, decor, foodstuffs, and they're going to have a holiday tree lighting at 3 o'clock. Last notice that the Hintonburg Community Association has organized a Hintonburg Histories Evening that's going to be held on November the 24th. I guess that's tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. The theme of the free event is workers' houses and early apartment living in Hintonburg. Researchers are going to make presentations, one called Building for Labor, Hintonburg's early plank and frame houses, and the other presentation will be Life Above the Shops, a social history of Hintonburg's early apartments, 1912 to 1950. So that's going to be held tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. at the Hintonburg Community Center, 1064 Wellington Street West, and it is a free event. From what I've heard, I think the turnout is going to be pretty significant. The Westboro Village BIA has a couple of events coming up over the next few weeks. They are doing their annual Light Up the Village campaign. On Wednesday, November the 26th, businesses in Westboro Village are encouraging you to shop this season. Explore the area on Customer Appreciation Day. Shop local. You can go to their website, which is at westborovillage.com, to get more details. And there are 3 charity drive weekends associated with Light Up the Village this year. The first is going to be on Saturday, November the 29th, from 1 until 4 p.m. at Winston Square. That is going to be a charity drive for Cornerstone Housing for Women. Donate socks, activity books, $10 gift cards, and holiday gift bags. On Saturday, December the 6th, from 1 until 4 at Winston Square, you can support the Carlington Community Health Center by donating winter clothing to enhance the health and welfare of their community. Contributions of winter hats, gloves, mittens, scarves, socks, boots, blankets, hand warmers, and hot beverages will make a real difference. And then finally, on Saturday, December the 13th, from 1 until 4 p.m. in the courtyard of All Saints Anglican Church at 347 Richmond Road, you can support the Westboro Region Food Bank by contributing essential items such as tinned goods, pasta, hygiene products, baby food, and more. We continue to be very busy over a few more weeks still at City Hall with respect to committee work. The budget continues to work its way through the progress, and we're seeing some other files as well reaching their way to committee and council. I made a note last weekend that the Transit Committee is going to meet tomorrow, November the 24th. We'll get all the usual updates with respect to para and bus and rail service, and the Transit Committee will take a look at the portion of the draft city budget that is within its purview. I went through a lot of that last week, and it's in the newsletter. And there is also a motion from Councillor Lowe that would see future procurements of buses be focused or entirely diesel or diesel hybrid and high capacity buses. As I talk to my colleagues, I don't think I'm going to be able to support this one. We need to electrify our fleet for the sake of the sustainability of this city. And so we'll see how I end up voting tomorrow on that, but certainly leaning toward not voting in favor of it. The Community Services Committee is going to meet on November the 25th. It's going to consider the portion of the draft city budget that is within its purview. It is always sort of interest to a lot of people, that particular committee budget meeting. They're responsible for things like housing, parks, recreation, cultural and heritage programming, and long-term care. So always lots of public delegations out for that one. The committee is also going to receive the one-year report associated with that anchor program that I talked to earlier. So that will be something that those of you who are interested in that program will want to read about the success of that first year pilot. You can see all of the documents associated with that meeting in the link that I provided in the newsletter. City Council is going to meet on November the 26th. It's not a particularly long agenda. We're going to receive the Integrity Commissioner's annual report. We'll fairly quickly, I think, pass the Affordable Housing Capital Strategy and receive the Build Ottawa reports that both went to the Planning and Housing Committee last week. The headlines are all going to be driven by the acquisition of the landfill site that is in the East End. The Finance and Corporate Services Committee ended up recommending to Council that we consider acquiring that. There will be an in-camera portion while we talk about the price, and then a public portion of that debate. I've had a few people write to me, what we need is an incinerator, not a landfill. Even if we, as City Council, determined to build an incinerator, we're still going to need some place to put it. This would be a land parcel that is already approved to handle waste, and we'll also continue to need landfill to handle the bottom ash from that facility. So there's a lot of really good reasons to consider acquiring this parcel. The province has not approved new landfill facilities in something like 15 or 20 years. So this is kind of a generational opportunity as we continue to work through how we're going to handle our solid waste moving into the future. The Public Works and Infrastructure Committee is going to meet on November the 27th to consider the portion of the draft city budget that is under its purview. That's another one where we always see lots of delegations coming out, speaking to issues like road repair, snow operations, cycling, and then we're also going to receive, it's not online yet, but a report from city staff outlining what they think the implications of Bill 60 will be. Bill 60 prohibits cities from removing motorized vehicle traffic lanes in order to put in cycling infrastructure. That has implications for our transportation master plan and many of the capital projects that are foreseen as part of that. We don't know what those implications are yet. Staff will soon be reporting back to us on their view. The Audit Committee is going to meet on November the 28th. They'll review the portion, relatively small of course, of the city budget that is under their purview, and they'll also receive KPMG's proposed plan to audit the city's financial statements for 2025. We'll receive KPMG's audit sometime mid next year. The Agricultural and Rural Affairs Committee is meeting on December the 1st. They've got a bunch of rezonings on First Line Road, Perth Street, Llewellyn Road, and Marchurst Road. In addition, they'll consider providing municipal support for a proposed new battery energy storage system that would be on Thomas Argue Road. And then the Finance and Corporate Services Committee is going to meet on December the 2nd. Its agenda includes consideration of the portion of the budget that is within its purview, of course. They're also going to get, or we're also going to get, a update from the library with respect to the Adisoke new library just down the road from me. We had heard that there was a risk that there might be a delay to that. I'm hoping we hear at that update that that delay has been dealt with and that it will open on time, but we'll see what they have to say. In addition, there is a report coming to take a number of surplus city lands, put those into the hands of our affordable housing providers, and there is another motion that I am bringing that would take the stub of Bullman that is at Hinchy, which has been closed down. It's surplus land to the city's needs. I'm proposing to put that directly in the hands of CCOC to build a sort of very low-scale, low-rise apartment building there. I have money now in the Ward Affordable Housing Fund that could help accelerate the creation of some much-needed affordable housing at that parcel. Ketchisipi, that is the newsletter for this week. Thank you for watching.